Hey there, cruise fans! Are you a fan of Royal Caribbean? Then you're not going to want to miss this video. Stay with us. And as always, if you're a fan of travel and bucket list vacations, then please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you get notified each time we post. My very special guest today is Anthony Meloro, Royal Caribbean International's Director of Business Development Support and Host Travel Partner Relations. Anthony oversees a team of 30 representatives providing strategic day-to-day support to real travel expert advisors and agencies across Canada and the US. A 25-year veteran of the cruise industry, Anthony began his career in the reservations department for Royal Caribbean and has held several roles during his time there that gives him a wide variety of experience and the ins and outs of this multifaceted cruise business. Anthony makes his home in Plantation, Florida with his wife and 3 children. Hi, Anthony. Welcome to Ask a Real Travel Expert.
Hey, Ken. Good afternoon, and thank you for having us.
Great to have you with us, Anthony. So, Anthony, one of the burning questions I get from my viewers and listeners and fans of Royal Caribbean and all its ships is basically who, what, when, and where. What's the latest news on the ports that you're sailing from? Do we have some new ships coming down the line? And any surprises?
Well, if I told you the surprises, then they wouldn't be surprises anymore, right?
I suppose.
But
Can't twist your arm.
I can share this. We actually, it's interesting because over the last 20 months, right, we have been in this state of, okay, when the ships get back in the water, we will be ready. And then come June, the ships went back in the water and, not all at once. We expected gradual. But I would say, in a positive note, really by May of next year, we will have 100% of our fleet back in the water.
Perfect.
And sailing almost 100% of our core itineraries. So, when your listeners might think, well, gosh, I guess I can only go to the Caribbean or there's so many places that might be still in quarantine and so on. When we look at 2022, between Alaska, between Europe, the world is back open for us, and it's continuing to get more and more open as we go. Specifically here in North America with our key home ports, you'll have Oasis of the Seas, which is one of our Oasis class ships, of course, and that will be sailing out of Cape Liberty, New Jersey. So a great drive market for your listeners out there, and really all up and down the eastern seaboard, we will be back. So we will have Enchantment of the Seas back to Baltimore and sailing itineraries from Baltimore. We will have virtually all of our Oasis class ships back in South Florida, really from Port Canaveral, which is Central Florida, on down to South Florida. So whether it's Symphony of the Seas or Allure of the Seas, we're back in all of those major home ports. One that we're extremely excited about is Navigator of the Seas, and she's one of our newly amplified ships.
Okay.
And basically what that means is that we've made her brand new again, and we've added a lot of the features that we have on our Oasis and our Quantum class ships. So it's like being on a new ship. If you haven't sailed on her before, it's brand new. And if you have sailed on her before, it's brand new. And she's going to be sailing for the first time in over a decade that we're back in Los Angeles. And we could not be more excited to start sailing again from Los Angeles. So again, another great drive market, sailing 3, 4, and 7-night itineraries out of Los Angeles. A couple of new ships on the horizon. We have actually a new ship that's here, and we'll be celebrating her pre-inaugurals just in a couple of days here in Fort Lauderdale. We have Odyssey of the Seas, and that's doing 6 and 8 night itineraries out of Fort Lauderdale before she transitions over to Barcelona in Europe. And then Wonder of the Seas is our 5th Oasis class ship, and that will be sailing starting in March of 22, again, starting in Fort Lauderdale and then transitioning over doing the Western Mediterranean out of Rome and Barcelona.
I have a question on the Oasis class versus the Quantum class ships, and I'm not sure whether you can answer. Oasis class is such a much larger ship in terms of complement.
Yes.
Do they attract a different passenger?
I would say that every ship we have attracts the family unit, right? Because there are similar amenities and activities on each. So the water slides, of course, is a big feature now in Royal Caribbean. When you look at the Sky Pad, which is our bounce pad that we have,
Right.
exclusive to Quantum Class is the iFly. So you can actually have a skydiving experience in a contained, that's the only way I'll do it. I won't jump out of a fairly decent plane. So in terms of amenities and activities for families, you have all of that. The way I think about Oasis class, though, is, really built purposely for the Caribbean. So when you look at the pool deck, it's very, tropical Caribbean themed. We have the world's only Central Park, which is this open air, real grass, real trees area in the middle of the ship. And then, of course, the boardwalk off the back of the ship, which again is open air, and the aqua theater shows. And so, very similar in terms of activities for families, but they provide a specific purpose. And Quantum Class, really, I say smaller, they're still, over 100,000 tons. They're a big ship, but there's a lot more intimate spaces, if you will. I would say that Quantum Class, for those of your listeners that have cruised on Royal Caribbean before, feels very much like maybe a Radiance class ship.
Right.
And so where Oasis class, I feel, has a bit of all of those wrapped into one, if you will.
So really, I've been fortunate to be on board Odyssey, and the Oasis class ships are a destination unto themselves with so much to do on board. You really don't even have to leave the ship.
That's right. And again, it's the activities are there on both, so it's really hard. It's kind of like picking your favorite child, right? You really don't have one. But there is, like the destinations that we sail to, each ship has its own character and has its own, ambiance and heart, if you will. So I guess my recommendation is to sail on all of them to find out for yourself.
Right. For sure. Well, Anthony, this has been very informative. I appreciate you being with us today. Is there anything else you might like to add before we wrap up?
I would just say, again, thank you for having me, Ken. And to your listeners out there, now is the time to get your cruises booked. Royal Caribbean recommends the use of a travel advisor, particularly to help you through all of the healthy sail protocols, but clearly all of the destinations and itineraries and ships that we have to offer as well.
That's fantastic. Well, Anthony, here's a wish for you and the cast and crew of Royal Caribbean for smooth sailing. May the wind always be at your back, and I hope to see you on the Lido deck real soon.
Same to you, my friend.
Take care.
Thank you. All right.
Bye. And that about wraps things up for today, folks. My very special thanks to my guest, Anthony Meloro of Royal Caribbean International. If you'd like more information about a Royal Caribbean cruise, you can reach one of our expert travel advisors at realtravelexperts.com. If you'd like to reach us, you can send an email to questions@realtravelexperts.com or just simply leave us a comment. We always respond, and we'd love to hear from you. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this video, a like, subscribe, and a ring of the bell is always appreciated and helps us to spread the word. So until next time, happy travels.